One and all, welcome to the video lecture series on soil mechanics, lecture number 5. In this lecture, we are going to discuss the remaining aspects of soil properties, what we have left over and remaining properties we deal with here. And in next video, we will discuss all the problems related to this chapter. In this chapter, what we have learned is earlier chapter, different relationships to find ES is equal to WG, and also different type of relations. Gamma, how to find G plus S into gamma W divided by 1 plus G, and all these relations we have discussed. And also apart from these relations, we discussed different type of soil structures. Soil structure also depends in fine grained soils. We have seen that soil structure also depends upon the type of the environment at which the soils are deposited. Fine grained soils have electrochemical charges on the surface. We have seen negative charge on the surface. Why these negative charges are occurring? Due to the chemical reactions. They are formed due to chemical weathering. That's why they are sticky in nature. That's why you can see cohesion is the property imparted to that fine grained soils. Now we can see one important objective question arised in IAS examination is for coarse grained soil. For coarse grained soil, what is the soil structure is? It exhibits single grained structure. Single grained structure. For coarser grained soils exhibit single grained structure. Fine grained soils like fine sands and silts. Fine grained soils exhibit honeycombed structure. Honeycombed structure. Honeycombed structure is the structure for fine grained soil. For coarser grained soil, single grained structure. For undisturbed clay, means which is left not disturbed, undisturbed clays. Generally, undisturbed clays exhibit flocculent structure. Disturbed clay. Whenever clay undergoes remolding or say disturbance, then it exhibits dispersed structure. These are the different type of soil structures. These can be asked as match the following in IAS examination. So undisturbed clay exhibit flocculent structure, disturbed clay exhibit dispersed structure, and coarser grained soils single grained structure, fine grained soils like honeycomb structure. Honeycomb structure like walls like this. Honeycomb structure, very thin structure. Maximum almost all the failures in geotechnical engineering are in fine grained soils. Fine grained soils, almost all the failures, these are main, almost all failures in geotechnical engineering or soil mechanics occur in fine grained soils only. Due to this type of structure, it cannot resist heavier loads. So many failures occur, liquefaction. We see in earlier chapters, liquefaction, every type of failure. Whatever the failure, quicksand condition we observe in fine grained soils, fine sands and silts. So these are main failures occur in fine grained soils due because of the loose structure they have. Now, one important property we have left in the earlier video section is air content. Air content. This property we have left for soil in the properties of soil. Generally, considering the three-phase diagram, solids, soil solids, this is water, and the remaining portion is air. The volume of air is VA, V suffix A. This is volume of solids, total volume V. Now air content is represented by the symbol A suffix C. AC is equal to VA by VV. VA by VV. We can say like this. Volume of air to volume of voids. We know that degree of saturation S is equal to VW by VV. Volume of water to void volume. Add these two, AC plus S is equal to VA plus VW divided by VV. Air and water both are called voids only. So VV by V VV, which becomes equal to 100%. So AC plus S is equal to 100%. This itself is an important objective question in GATE examination once, 1995 or some year. They asked this, based on this concept they designed one question. AC plus S is equal to 100%. AC plus S is equal to 100%, we can say. This is air content plus degree of saturation is equal to 100%. Another important property is percentage air voids. Percentage air voids. These two we have left in the earlier lectures. We have not covered this. Percentage air voids is represented by the symbol N suffix A, NA. Percentage air voids is NA. What is the definition of percentage air voids? NA is equal to volume of air to total volume. Earlier in AC we have seen VA by VV, but it is total volume. Now we can write like this: NA is equal to VA by VV into VV by V. Like this also we can write. But there is no use of writing like this: VV by V, VA by V. Never, we don't write like this. But multiply the terms N into AC. N is VV by V. Air content is VA by VV. We get the same expression VA by V. Hence, NA is equal to N times AC. Hence, proved LHS is equal to RHS like that. NA is equal to N times AC. N is porosity, VV by V, and air content is VA by VV. VV get cancelled, VA by V. Same VA by V is percentage air voids. How much percentage air voids in the total volume? Always percentage is based on total volume, 100%. So we consider total volume here. So VA by V into 100, that is percentage air voids. Just these two properties of soil we have left in the earlier session. These are very important for GATE and IAS also. All these properties what we have derived up to now can also be derived by considering unit solid method. By considering the soil solids as unity. This is solids, no? Solids, and these are voids. By considering the volume of solids as unity, Vs is equal to 1. All the earlier relationships you can derive again. Es is equal to gamma g and Es is equal to Wg, sorry. And gamma is equal to G plus Es into gamma W by 1 plus E. All the relationships can also be derived by using the volume of solids, soil solids as unity. This approach also we can do. Now we see one important equation for gamma D. What we have seen for gamma D is G gamma W by 1 plus E. What we know about gamma bulk is G plus Es into gamma W divided by 1 plus E. We know this from your earlier relationships. But Es is equal to Wg. No? Hence you take common G, G plus W into G plus Wg. Take common G, gamma W divided by 1 plus E. G gamma W divided by 1 plus E is gamma D. Gamma is equal to gamma D into 1 plus water content. From this equation, gamma dry is equal to gamma bulk divided by 1 plus water content. Based on this single relationship, hundreds of objective questions can be formed. Dry density they will give, bulk density also give. They will ask to find the water content. You can find by using this approach. Here G gamma W divided by 1 plus E is gamma D. This G gamma W divided by 1 plus E. We can replace with gamma D. This derivation is important. Gamma dry is equal to gamma bulk divided by 1 plus water content. Now, they also asked to derive one important relation. Gamma D is equal to 1 minus Na into G gamma W divided by 1 plus Wg. One is in IAS question, this derivation is given for 15 marks. Conventional question. As a conventional question, they asked this. So, gamma D is equal to 1 minus Na times G gamma W divided by 1 plus Wg. To derive this relation, take total volume V is equal to air, volume of air plus volume of water plus volume of solids. This is the total volume. Now divide every term with total volume. Divide each and every term. Divide each and every term with total volume V. V by V is equal to VA by V plus VW by V plus VS by V. Have divided, okay. 1 is equal to VA by V is nothing but percentage air voids NA, VW by V plus VS by V, VW plus VS divided by V. Like this, because 1 minus Na we want, accordingly we should, our approach should be according to the requirement of the question. Now convert volumes into weights. Convert volumes into weights. How you convert volume into weight? By using the relation gamma is equal to W by V. By using the relation gamma is equal to W by V. V is equal to W by gamma. V is equal to W by gamma. Now 1 minus Na is equal to WW by gamma W plus Ws by gamma S divided by V. Convert volumes into weights in this expression. We got like this. Yes. We know that specific gravity G is equal to gamma S by gamma W. Therefore, gamma S is equal to G gamma W. Why you are using G here? Because in our equation they asked to use G. You can, whenever you can see gamma S, we can see G from this gamma S. 1 minus Na is equal to WW by gamma W plus Ws by G gamma W. Gamma S is equal to G gamma W divided by volume, total volume. Divided by total volume. Okay. Now take common. 1 minus Na is equal to WW by Ws by gamma W, take common. Ws by gamma W, take common, then WW by Ws plus 1 by G divided by total volume. Just conversion of volumes into weights, there is no, it is not a big deal. Just a simple manipulation tricks, that's all. Don't worry by seeing the equations. Just we have to observe carefully, nothing is there. 1 minus Na is equal to Ws by gamma W into V. I am dividing V, I am also bringing V here. Ws, W by Ws is water content W, small w, plus 1 by G. Bring V here, no problem. You can bring 1 by A by B is equal to 1 by AB. Mathematics. Same I have used Ws by W by V. 1 by A by B. 1 by AB. Gamma W into V. Gamma W into V. WW by WS is nothing but water content. WS by V, observe here. This is nothing but gamma D. Gamma D is equal to Ws divided by V. Weight of solids to total volume, gamma D. 1 minus Na is equal to gamma D by gamma W times GW Wg plus 1 divided by G. Wg plus 1 divided by Wg. Gamma D is equal to 1 minus Na into G gamma W divided by 1 plus Wg. Okay, our requirement is we have derived the relationship. What they asked to prove? Gamma D is equal to 1 minus air voids, percentage air content into G gamma W by 1. Hence, gamma D is equal to 1 minus Na into G gamma W by 1 plus Wg. If air content is 0, if percentage air voids are 0, then gamma D is equal to G gamma W divided by 1 plus Wg. If Na is equal to 0, this gamma D is G gamma W divided by 1 plus Wg. If we consider like this, but for derivation they are not required. These concepts we study in later chapters. Gamma D is 1 minus Na into G gamma W by 1 plus Wg. This derivation itself is given for 15 marks in conventional IES exam. Okay, another important relation they asked to prove in exam is show that prove that yes, degree of saturation is equal to W by 1 plus W into gamma W divided by gamma minus 1 by G. They asked to prove degree of saturation S is equal to 1 plus W into gamma W by gamma minus 1 by G. Okay, let us prove. Solution, proof, or we can say proof. We know that gamma is equal to G plus Es times gamma W divided by 1 plus E. 1 plus E is equal to G plus Es times gamma W divided by gamma. Already one expression we got 1 plus W into gamma W by gamma. How we can get? Es is equal to Wg. G into 1 plus W into gamma W divided by gamma. Replace E here with Wg by S. 1 plus Wg by S is equal to G times 1 plus W into gamma W by gamma. Wg by S is equal to Wg by S is equal to G into 1 plus W into gamma W by gamma minus 1. Wg by S is equal to G into 1 plus W gamma W by gamma minus 1. Now bring S here. S is equal to Wg by G into 1 plus W into gamma W by gamma minus 1. Divide both numerator and denominator with G. W by 1 plus W into gamma W by gamma minus 1 by G. Divide by both numerator and denominator with G by G. Wg by G, W by 1 plus gamma W by gamma minus 1 by G. This is what they asked to prove. Yes, we have proved. This is what we asked to prove. We have proved simply. Another important thing in this chapter, we are going to conclude within a short time this session. Total volume, we know that volume of voids to volume plus volume of solids. Solids are air plus water. Now you take common Vs. Vv by Vs plus 1. V is equal to Vs into 1 plus E. Therefore, volume of solids is equal to total volume divided by 1 plus E. Make a note. This volume of solids always remain constant. Always remain constant. Why they remain constant? Because volume of solids represent original soil structure. They represent original soil structure. Original soil grain properties. Original soil grains. What is the volume of the soil grain? They represent Vs. So Vs is always constant for a particular soil. Volume of solids always remains same. But in embankment and other structures, to find they will ask relationships. So V by 1 plus E is constant. Hence we can say V1 by 1 plus E1 is equal to V2 by 1 plus E2. This relationship is useful in borrow pit and embankment problem calculations. V1 by 1 plus E1 is equal to V2 by 1 plus E2. Note this, very important for competitive exams. GATE, IES, SSC, JEE, all exams are based on the single concept. This is very favorite area for exams. It is a very favorite topic. Water content W is equal to weight of water plus weight of solids. Again take Ws as common. WW plus Ws plus 1 S. Take common. W is equal to Ws times 1 plus water content. Weight of solids is equal to total weight divided by 1 plus water content. Again you keep it in box. All these relationships are very, very important. Weight of solids and volume of solids, Ws and Ws represent original soil structure. Hence there will be no change. Hence there will be no change in them. Hence there will be no change in them. This property you can note, and this will be very helpful note for competitive exams. You can solve hundreds and thousands of multiple questions on this. One important single note. Weight of solids is equal to total weight divided by 1 plus W. 1 plus water content. This is not weight. So that's why I represent symbol like this. Another important thing here we can notice is, in one interview, they asked E and N, which is most important and why? Which is most important and why? Among wide ratio and porosity, which is more important? They said wide ratio is obviously more important. Why? Because in wide ratio we can see volume of voids to volume of solids here. Already we derived Vs is equal to V by 1 plus E. Solid volume will remain same. Only change is in the numerator. Change is not there in the denominator because they are same. So Vv by Vs it represents. Hence all settlement calculations are based on wide ratio. All settlements. Suppose there is a building you constructed and building settled by some amount. All settlement calculations depend on wide ratio only, not porosity. Because volume of solids represent original soil structure. That is the reason why degree of wide ratio is more important than porosity. This is asked mostly in interviews. Okay, winding up the session, what we have learned from this today's section is, we have seen about air content. Air content is Va by Vv, and Ac plus S is equal to 100%. Later we have seen NA, percentage air voids. Percentage air voids is equal to VA by V, total volume. Later what we have seen, gamma D, expression for gamma D is 1 minus NA times G gamma W divided by 1 plus WG. Later we have seen one derivation for degree of saturation. S is equal to W by gamma into G into 1 plus water content minus 1 by G. After that derivation we have seen about Vs and Ws. And later why void ratio is more important, because it represents the volume of solids which are mainly used in all calculations, settlement purposes. We meet with again some other numerical problems in the next video. All of you please watch the channel, and if you find more interesting also share with your friends. And if you find information very likely and useful information is given, then press the like button. Don't forget to press. Okay, winding up the session. All of you, thanks for watching. We meet in the next class.